Okay, so this is changing out a pump on a Excell model VR2500. It's pretty simple. Actually, it wasn't too bad. I probably should have recorded removing the pump, and it's not too bad. Once you get underneath this, what you do is you take off your 4 bolts that are attached to each one of these. The tricky part that you don't really realize is that there is a key that you need to remove. You're gonna have to take an Allen wrench and probably take that out. Once you remove that, this thing slips off. And then of course what you'll do is you have to, so as you also see, there's the male end of the key there, right? So that's what slips in, and that's what actually, the engine that turns the pump, that turns this, is basically off that key. You need to make sure that your new pump has that exact same key, okay? And the one I got it from, the place that I got it from, it's just nothing more than just a little metal shim that you put in there. And basically putting it on is fairly simple. You don't need the spacers. They give you spacers with the 3 bolts. And basically you take the 3 bolts off that hold on, you take off the 3 bolts that hold the engine onto the chassis. And once you take off the 3 bolts, and here they are, there's this one, there's that one, and then you just put this in, you slip it onto the motor shaft, and I took a rubber mallet and just kind of paddled that back in to get it back on, and then you just take the bolts that they're given to you. You'll put the long one, the longer of the bolts, on the bottom right hand side, and the other two will be the shorter bolts. And then you go in and it will come up here, right? And you just put your nuts on each individual screw. And that's pretty much the end of it. It was a fairly easy job. I was quite surprised. But it looks a lot more daunting than it is. And to buy the pump was about $100, maybe $120. And the guy who wanted to change it out for me was going to charge me about almost $250, close to $300. I mean, once you start taking it to tax. Yeah, it's a fairly easy job. Hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully this helps everybody out. All right, but I wish I kind of videoed this while I was doing it, but you can see it's so easy. It's really not that big of a deal, right? Okay, cheers.